Hello friends, welcome to BASP Solution. My name is Sandeep Singh. So in this video, I am going to demonstrate you that how you can load the multi-currency data and multi-period data uh, from file to your APBCS application. So for that purpose, I have download that file from the our NetSuite instance. So if I go into my NetSuite instance, so in the NetSuite, you will find the list of all the available saved searches. So if you in the search window, if you type the PBCS, you will find the list of all the available saved searches. So you can see that we do have the list of all the available searches for loading the income statement transaction, for loading the metadata, for loading the balance sheet transaction. So what I did here is that I have modified the save searches and given the name that is EPBCS. So these are the save searches which I have modified and have given the name that is EPBCS. So here you can see that this is my income statement transaction that we are going to load from with the from file to EPBCS application. So this data I have exported into the Excel. So this is the total data for all the years. I have exported this data into Excel, and then I have modified this Excel data for loading the data into APBCS. So the data has been modified, and I have keep this data for year FY19. The period is multi-period, where we do have all the month. December, from Jan to December, we do have all the data, and these are my subsidiaries. There are multiple subsidiary, as you can see. We do have sub underscore 4, sub underscore 17. There are various uh, multiple entities are there, and multiple entities are there, so each entity is having their own currency, so there are multiple currencies as well. And these are my accounts. This is the currency, so we do have the multiple currency, and then this is the amount. So this is the file that I have modified, and now I am going to show you that how we can load this file into our EPBCS application. So for that purpose, what you need to do is that log in into your instance of EPBCS application. Then you need to go within the data management. Once you go into the data management, the first thing you require to do is that you need to register your source system. In this case, our source system, what we have already created is that this is my source system, that is NSEPBCS, and the source system type will be file, because we are loading the data through the file. So here the source system type will be file. Once you register your source system, then go within the target application. This is my target application, where you will find all the dimension name here. And for loading the multi-currency and multi-period, you need to define these dimension as a target dimension class as a generic. So for currency, you need to define the target dimension class as a generic, and for error and for period, you need to define this as a generic. Same for the year as well. For all these three dimension, you need to define the target dimension class as a generic, and you need to give here the data table column name as well. So for currency, we have given the data table column name UD9. For year, we have given the UD8. For period, we have given the UD7. So in this manner, you are required to register your target application. Once you register your target application, then you have to build the import format. So go within the import format. This is the import format that we have built. This is the name for loading the income statement transaction. This is my source. This is my target. My file type is delimited numeric data, and I have given the file delimiter as a comma. So these are the target and these are the source column. Now you are required to do the mapping. So for under your source file, the account, you need to check where on which column your account exists. So in this case, our account column exists in the column 4. So we have given here the field number 4. Similarly, for the account, we have given the field number 7. For currency, we do have the currency in the column 6. So for all the dimension member, you need to give the field number, and for the dimension which does not exist in your source file, you can give a dummy number to that dimension that does not exist in your source file. So for HSP view, we have given the field number 4. For market, for plan element, for rest all the dimension which are not which does not exist within our source file, we have given the dummy field number. Once your import format will be built, then you are required to create the location. So for that purpose, our location for loading the income statement transaction, we have created this as our location, and we have associated this location with our import format, what we have already created. Once your location will be defined, then you are required to define your calendar for loading the multi-period data. So for that purpose, go into the source mapping, create your calendar. So in this case, we have created the calendar where we have given the period key, period name, for which period we want to load the data. So and the GL year, we have given the GL period number. So this is how you need to define your calendar in case you are loading data for multiple year or for multiple period. So this is how you need to define your calendar. Once your period mapping has been done, then you are required to go into the workflow tab. Under the workflow tab, you are required to do the data load mapping. For that purpose, uh, you need to select the location what you have already created. So our location for loading the income statement transaction is location data IS1. Here you give the period as a December 19. In case you are loading for which year, then you need to select the period here. So we are loading for FY 19 data. So once you select the correct location, then you are required to do the data load mapping. So these are all the dimension where you have to do the mapping. So for account, we have done the like mapping, that the whatever in the source, the same should go within your target. Similarly for the currency as well. You need to do the like mapping. So we have done the like mapping, and in case you require any explicit mapping, you can do the same, because we do have the explicit requirement. So we have given the explicit mapping here as well. Now for data, you are not required to do any kind of mapping. For entity, we have done the like mapping here. Similarly, for HSP view, we have given that the data should get loaded against this dimension member, that is base data. Uh, then we are loading the market against no market. For plan element, we have given the OFS underscore load. For product, we have done the like mapping, and for version, we are loading against OEP working version. And for year, we have year, you need to do the explicit mapping here. You need to define your year with the source year with the target year. In our file, the year given as FY 19, so we have selected the source value as a FY 19, and you need to give your target value as a FY 19. Once your mapping will be done, then you are required to create a data load rule. So for that purpose, we have created one data load rule. and you need to associate this data load rule against the import format what you have built. You need to define here the category, and you are loading against which plant type. So we are loading here against OEPFS. Once your data load rule will be completed, then you are required to select your file name. So select your file uh, from the location where you have saved your file. So once you select your file, then you simply need to execute the process. So once you hit on the execute button, then you are required to select the import from source, export to target, and you need to define the period. For what period you are loading? Suppose you are loading for Jan to June, then you are required to give the starting period Jan and ending period June. So in this way, you are required to give your start and ending period. Once you give all this input, then simply hit on the run button. We have already loaded this file, and the as you can see, the status is green tick mark. So this means our data has been successfully loaded. So once your data will be successfully loaded, the status will turn into green tick mark, and you can also see the result of the same under the data load workbench, where you will find the all the three golden fish. This means that your data has been successfully loaded into the application. So now let's check the file what we have loaded into our application through the smart view. See, we have I have already checked the loaded file with the help of a smart view for one entity. Let's check for other entity. So suppose we are checking against the entity that is sub underscore 16 having a currency of CAD. So let's check this. So select your entity that is sub underscore 16, and if I change the currency to CAD, refresh this. So for 4003 we are getting 17242 value. So the same should get into our file as well for sub underscore 16 4003. Now we need to do some filter here, because we need to select the entity here as a sub underscore 16, and we need to select the account that is 4003. And so you can see that we do have the two transaction for account 4003, and the total is 17242. So this is the total that we are finding. So the data has been loaded against the against the currency that is CAD. Now let's check for the same entity for month of Feb as well. Now I'm changing here the month. So for Fab we are getting the 4777 against account 4006. So we are checking the against. We need to select the account that is 4006, and we need to select the month that is Fab only. And if I sum total of all this, our total is 4777. So this is how the number is coming. Number is successfully loaded into the application. Let's get check for some other currency that is let's check for other currency. Select all the subsidiaries, select all the periods. Let's check for currency that is GBP. So for sub underscore 4 has a currency of GBP. So we need to select here the sub underscore 4 only. So we will check the number against entity sub underscore 4. Let's check for account, that is 6370. So for 6370, we should get the 1300 as a value. So I am changing here the entity sub underscore 4, changing the currency from CAD to the GBP, and we are looking the number against month of Jan. So I'm changing the month, that is Jan. Now going to refresh this. So for 6370, our number is 1300. So select your account, that is 6370. So you are seeing that the number was getting correctly into the smart view as well. So this is how you are required to load your multi-currency and multi-period data from file to your EPBCS application. In case of any query, please feel free to visit to our website, that is BSP Solutions. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you.